Hello everyone, how are you all? Nice to see you again. Our appointment, our rendezvous every week together with the Love Crew and myself, Captain of the ship. How have you been this week? I see you're here from all over the world again. That's fantastic. That is so nice to see all the Love Crew connecting again as every week, exchanging stories, saying hi to each other. You start to know each other, some of you, and you start to create a lovely, lovely, loving community. And it's really, really nice. I am continuing to put together all your visions for the future in some videos, and I will play a little bit a new excerpt with your visions, some of you, at the end of this broadcast before the ending music. Oh, tonight we are going to, this time we know who is the pilot. Before going into this topic, I haven't prepared a book review this week. Oops, I didn't have enough time between finalizing the Chinese version of A Gift from the Stars with a wonderful translator. And that's been a lot of work. Plus, I'm writing 2 more books in the same time. So, I always think, okay, now the last book is published and I'm going to really settle down and relax and do just YouTube encouraging and cheerleader videos. But then this comes. The contact with the 9 has been quite something life-changing for me. I love to really feel sometimes how life is a flow, an ever-flowing river. You never know what's around the bend, the next bend. And this bend just uncovered to me a wonderful adventure, which was connecting with the Intergalactic Confederation and meeting the 9. I have been in contact with such a high and different density energy with these beings that I just reconnected with a higher part of my abilities. Every day now I receive messages from the 9, and it's about visions and knowings, hints. One of my visions, the visions they sent me, the first one was totally emotional, because, well, I spoke to it in my last update video about empowering ourselves, a message from our galactic friends. just the latest one, they showed me this artificial matrix the Greys had created, and that was between the ground level and the stratosphere. The whole troposphere, there was this dark layer of cloud, and it was a dark goo. I saw it as a dark goo, and that's what it was. And this medium can be impregnated with artificial intelligences and can feed as well other entities, any kind of entities. It can also give life to lower frequency egregores or thought forms. And this was created by the Nebu to enslave us, to create an illusion. This thing has been disconnected from the hive consciousness of the Greys, because the Greys themselves have been disconnected from this hive. It has taken me a lot of time to really process this. My emotions to settle down and calm down, and I've been quite tired processing all these emotions. You know, processing emotions, it's tiring, and I feel good now, but I was just waiting the right moment. You know, the Galactic Federation of Worlds has caught the high rank officers of some Greys, and they have found the frequency key connecting them to the hive in the Orion Nebula, the heart of the hive queen, as they call it, even if it's not an entity, it's consciousness. Anyway, I spoke about that already. And anything that was connected to the Grey, the Nebu hive consciousness, has been disconnected that day. And you remember where a lot of, well, a few social medias were suddenly disconnected for a day. That was this. And many of you have felt sick at that time. Why? If you felt uncomfortable, sick, or weird, or something was triggering you, it's because you were subconsciously plugged to this black goo. The vision I had, I can tell you, was, in all honesty, that the illusions carried in this were tapped into by a lot of us, a lot of psychics who wanted to connect higher beings, but were having difficulty to pass through this dark. And it was feeding a lot of illusions. And for instance, you wanted to connect an ascended master, and if you are a powerful shaman, or if you have good psychic abilities and you know very well how to raise your frequency and you are very well protected, you could reach out to these higher beings. But for a lot of us, we were tapping into this thing. It's still difficult for me to describe what I saw. I need time still, but just to tell you that this dark cloud is disconnected. It's dying. It's dead. Well, it's in agony. Not totally dead, because many of us still feed it. Two things I've learned from the 9 in this vision, because you know, when you receive a vision for positive beings, it always ends up by a positive message, an empowering message, and something that gives you the weapons and the tools to go forward. And here it was. And it fell really well into the Samhain Halloween moment, where nature and earth let go of what doesn't serve us anymore. Nature, the trees, let the leaves fall because they need to let go to cross the winter and the renaissance of life. Two things we need to let go of. And that's very strong, very, very powerful. We need to let go of the illusions. Once we do not feed the illusions anymore, the illusions die and dissolve and disappear into oblivion, because illusions are not real. Once we have the courage to stand up for the truth, to look within us, not anymore outwards, all this black goo just dies, dissolves, scatters to the knownness. How do we do that? By stopping giving our power away, trying to find outwards what we know inwards. Okay? When we stop looking for ascended masters, gurus, I'm going to name them Ashtar, Saint Germain, whatever. That's the trap. Leave all that. It's time to let go. Please, humanity, let it go. Thorhan and I have been telling you this for a long time. The matrix has been disconnected. The matrix is no more. But what lingers is just what we maintain, what we feed. Once we stop feeding it, it really dies for good. We need to let it go. Let go. Rely only on yourself because you know who you are. You are your own ascended master, your higher self. When we connect to who we are, we connect to this higher density being inside. And this higher density being, which is the real us, is already an ascended master. This being is eternal. It knows everything. It has crossed all the ages of the galaxy. It has had crossed so many lives, and it has the memory. Just being incarnated in a flesh suit in 3D, you lose this connection to these higher realms because it's 3D. So to reconnect your memory, you have to go inside, connect with this being. If you do that, you disconnect from the matrix. That's it. And it will die in like so fast. That was one of the message. One of the tools was to let go of the illusion and turn inwards. The second tool they gave was the only power that can dissolve the illusion is truth. Truth kills the matrix. Truth can be spread in many ways. Each of us have the tools to spread truth, but first truth to yourself. It is very simple. Stop relaying outwards, relay inward. That's one of the message I get from the 9. I had many other ones, but I need to go through my notes because it's very intense. And Now, I've had a question that came back very often to me since I started to talk about the 9. So I will answer it now. These 9 collective are beings that are in the void between the dimensions, in the timeless, non-dimensional void. To answer a question that has been asked to me many times, and that will be the last time I answer it because it is important, you know. This collective of plasmic supraconsciousnesses is not the same group of beings that connect with these 2 lovely ladies, Marina Jacobi and Pixie Magenta. That has nothing to do with the beings these 2 lovely ladies are connected to. That's something else, okay? These 9 collective, these 9 supraconsciousnesses were the ones who connected with Gene Roddenberry. These ones were the ones who gave the bridge, but you'll watch my video about it. Now is to answer your questions, and so stop feeding the remaining illusions. It takes courage to let go of something. It's a grief. It's a grief. It's a grief. I am going to read a few questions and we start talking about the pilot. 3D glasses. So I see 2 super chats. I'm going to look them. Oh, thank you, Nock. I don't know this question. And thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for your support. That's really nice. I see a question. Okay. So Tesseract asked, do you know anything about the high frequency ships that are going to come in? There are no high frequency ships that are going to come in, but the Intergalactic Confederation, whose motherships are parked in between Jupiter and Io and Ganymede, are broadcasting high frequencies to Earth. So that kills all the little hydras, and that helps. Also, there's not, as I told you in other videos, but it's always good to remember, the enemy wanted you to give your power away always. So there is not going to be any cosmic event that are going to do the job for you. There is not going to be any extraterrestrial or angelic or whatever saving the world, doing the job for you. It is time humanity takes back their own power. We need to stop relying on predictions, promises, religions, governments, and anything that takes our power away. The Galactic Federation of Worlds has removed the Greys and the Reptilians. Anything we couldn't do. Now they are not going to do our job for us, which is taking our power in hands, standing up for our liberties and freedom. You remember, Valthor said, we cannot liberate a slave who holds on to his chains. So this word for the Matrix, let the chains go. Cut the umbilical cord from your crown to the Black Goo Matrix. it is not, as I said, it's not connected anymore to the gray hive, but the entities, the AI, are still there. If you stop feeding them, they're going to just die. Now, I want to go straight to talk about the pilot and the Anshar, and because we'll have a lot of questions afterwards. So here we go. In June 2021, I have this little crystal, which is a Telosian crystal. You call it Lemurian, but in fact it's Telosian, which is always beside me and always there. And it just produced a sound and just hovered me. And because, you know, my shaman abilities, I could go on a journey following what the entities in this crystal wanted to show me. So I went into a shamanic journey. Shamanic journey. It is not astral travel. It is not physical. It's a journey of the consciousness. I made a video about this journey. I'm going to play it for all those who don't know about it. It was in June 2021. It lasts 7 minutes. So it's 7 minutes of your time. I'm going to play it now, and we are going to talk about it. Now, then, I will take questions. Let me find it. And here was, so the video that was in June 2021. And it has caused a lot of waves. We'll talk about it afterwards. Here it is. A message came to me from a Lemurian crystal. These crystals were put in our ground by the Telosian people, those from Agartha, those who came from the stars a very long time ago and left the colony underground, deep underground. The crystal appealed to me unexpectedly, and I was taken for a journey in flashes of blue and green lights under the earth somewhere, vortexes spinning, quantum travel to a place made of glistening light, sunlight on the waters, rocks shimmering, an artificial sun under the earth. There were cities glistening with beauty, shimmering under an amazing and strange light under the earth. Under the earth, I heard the voice of a woman. I am calling you. Follow me. And I saw her silhouette, slender and beautiful, pale blue skin and long white hair. I understood that she was from the star people who settled underground, and there are many tribes. I could read her mind and she could read mine, and in her mind I saw her coming from the stars a very long time ago. These beings live so long. Her skin, the skin of her people, turned blue because of the change of environment and light. And this woman took me for a journey in deep, deep, deep underground earth, deeper, way deeper than the levels where the war and the dumps is happening, somewhere way, way deeper. She said to me, "A technology is hidden here. It has been sleeping since a very long time." And I said to her, "Show me." And as we traveled deeper down into tunnels bathed in a strange glistening blue light, as if the sun was shimmering on water, but no water, this was very strange. As we were going down the tunnels, I could hear whispers of hundreds of people whispering a name. Anjar, Anjar, Anjar. I didn't know what this meant. We went deeper to a lake, and I saw her standing there. She was beautiful, slender pale blue skin, slanted golden eyes and long white hair. And she showed to me the lake and she said, "The hidden knowledge is here under this water." And there was a golden yellow-white light coming from the bottom of this lake. And I said, "Show me." She said, "We need to go underwater." I answered, "Show me." And our consciousnesses dived into the water of the lake. And the waters deep down to a cave, bathed with a strange golden glow. And in the bottom of this cave was a big, wide, huge ship, flying saucer shape, with little windows around it, domed on the top. And she said, "The hidden technology is here. This belongs to our people, to our ancestors. It is now time that this technology is offered to the Terrans on the surface. It is time they know. We are looking for the pilot. Pass this message. The pilot must awaken. The pilot must awaken. Bring this message back to the surface. The pilot will hear this. The pilot will awaken and come and activate this." I said, "I will transmit this message," and I told her, "Where is this located?" She said to me, "Telos, under Telos." I said, "Mount Shasta?" She said, "You know Mount Shasta is torn by war, but it is deeper down Mount Shasta, to levels the reptilians do not have any idea, any access. The ways to this kingdom is well hidden, and only those who belong to my people are able to find it." I understood this was in a higher density. So I am transmitting this message. And I asked the name of this woman. And the answer I got was the shimmering whispering of the water, running water. So I know her name is Water in her language. So the pilot, whoever you are, you will recognize yourself. I hope, and I know, this message will touch your heart. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Hi everyone. I just check. Well, you can hear me. Unmuted. So this was June 2021. By my consciousness, this being took me to this journey. At the time I made the video, I just told the story as I experienced it. And I underwent the journey that followed after the journey to understand the true meaning of this, as many of you have been. People have been searching for this place, for this lake deep underground in a cave. I have received many messages, many different people saying, I know I am the pilot. And to each of you I replied, yes, you are. Now I am going to deliver to you the answer of the quest that many of you have found as well already. And I'm going to help you with that. This journey was a shamanic initiatic journey. The earth represents the third density. It is the third density. It is the plane in which your body strives, survives, lives, experiences physically. Underground means inside. The earth is your 3D being, your earth, your living environment, 3D, your body. This is about an inner quest. The lake is the subconscious and the emotions. The water is the psyche, the soul, the higher being, and this guide, which is a feminine entity, represents the feminine aspect of our soul. We are all feminine and masculine, the anima, the soul, the creative soul. She said her name is water, psyche, soul. The cave is the deep memory of the being. The cave represents in the shamanic journeys the memory of the ancestors, the ancestral memory that is encoded in the DNA and in the soul. For those who come from the Earth Matrix, it is the memory of all the lives you've lived and all the genes and the memory of the DNA of this bloodline you borrow for a life. All the knowledge that's been encapsulated in it. For those who come from the stars, well, is the eternal memory, the Akashic records, the memory of the star people, the memory of everything you've been through. We are all eternal beings, and we know, we have this knowing because we can connect to the universe and access the universal knowledge. The lake is the subconscious. Deep under the lake, deep under the subconscious, is the memory of your knowledge, your experience from generations and generations. It's your journey, your memory. Remember as you enter the cave. The cave is under the lake, under the water of the subconscious. And in this cave under the water of the subconscious, in the core memory of your being, lies a treasure, a Pandora box, a ship. And this ship contains a hidden knowledge. The hidden knowledge is the reconnection with your psyche, with your soul. Be the water. I am going to play a shortened version of this video. And now I want you to understand that we are all the pilot of the ship under the earth. Under the earth, I heard the voice of a woman. I am calling you. Follow me. I understood that she was from the star people who settled underground, and there are many tribes. I could read her mind, and she could read mine. And in her mind I saw her coming from the stars a very long time ago. These beings live so long. And this woman took me for a journey in deep, deep, deep underground earth, deeper, way deeper than the levels where the war and the dumps is happening, somewhere way, way deeper. She said to me, a technology is hidden here. It has been sleeping since a very long time. And I said to her, show me. And as we traveled deeper down into tunnels bathed in a strange glistening blue light, we went deeper to a lake. And she showed to me the lake and she said, the hidden knowledge is here under this water. And there was a golden yellow-white light coming from the bottom of this lake. And I said, show me. She said, we need to go underwater. I answered, show me. And our consciousness has dived into the water of the lake. And the waters deep down to a cave, bathed with a strange golden glow. And in the bottom of this cave was a big, wide, huge ship, flying saucer shape, with little windows around it, domed on the top. And she said, the hidden technology is here. This belongs to our people, to our ancestors. It is now time that this technology is offered to the Terrans on the surface. It is time they know. The pilot must awaken. The pilot must awaken. Bring this message back to the surface. The pilot will hear this. The pilot will awaken and come and activate this. Where is this located? Deeper down to levels the reptilians do not have any idea, any access. The ways to this kingdom is well hidden, and only those who belong to my people are able to find it. I understood this was in a higher density, and I asked the name of this room, and the answer I got was the shimmering whispering of the water, running water. I hope, and I know, this message will touch your heart. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. So now you know. Just checking that. Yes, I'm unmuted. Now you know. Now you know that we are all, each of us, the pilot of our own ship, the ship that carries the hidden knowledge, the ship that travels, the ship, the vessel of our consciousness, which is our soul, our light being, that travels time and dimensions to experience a journey and acquire knowledge. And this knowledge, we build it up incarnation after incarnation, and we can access it at any moment. If we go below the waters, below the level of the surface, which is all the triggers and all the terrible wars that happen at the moment, we just go deeper than this, inside, within us. The journey is within, centered within. We pass beyond the lake of the emotions and the subconscious, down in the cave of the ancestral memories, and we find the vessel, the core of our being, the vessel that carries our consciousness, our soul. And our consciousness, which is in the vessel, carries knowledge. And knowledge is power, this shimmering golden light that you can see when you look at the surface of the lake from above, from outside. You see this golden light that pulses beneath the water. This is your power that pulses beneath your subconscious. And this power is knowledge. You know why? Why does knowledge bring power? Because once you have the connection, the reconnection to knowledge, once you have access to knowledge, once you're knowledgeable, you cannot be tricked, you cannot be controlled. And it's not only about knowledge of the universe or what's happening around, it's knowledge about yourself first, who you are and what you're capable of. And that's the knowledge, knowing your own power. So this quest, this vision quest, was offered to all of you to invite you to go within, discovering who is this being inside, below all the layers. And as you go deeper within, you go higher in frequency. Yes, deeper, higher. Deeper, higher in frequency. Deeper, higher in frequency. Okay? And when you reach the singularity, you are close to source. And when you're close to source, you're close to everything. You are the pilot of your own consciousness, your own being, and your own life. This quest was metaphorical. This Anshar lady showed me this quest. They have highly advanced psychic powers, and throughout the Lemurian, the Telosian crystal, she connected to me. Why? Because the Anshar are Telosians. They are Telosian tribe. They came very long time ago from Alpha Centauri, from planet Silo, and they are one of the tribes. You know, the inner earth is filled with a lot of different species and tribes, and the Anshar are one of the Telosian tribes. There are many different names. Why these ones? This certainly filled a purpose. Probably to awaken some sleepers, some people who need to be awakened. Now, now that I told you the answer of the quest, I am going to read your questions about this and see if I can help you understand better. Also share your experience on the matter for some of you who, if you have had experience on the matter. So here we go. This one. Vanessa asks, are the Telosi able to come to our surface if they ever chose to? Yes, they do, but they need to equip themselves, because, you know, they live underground. They have artificial light, but it's not like the sunlight. It's a different light. So if they come on the surface, it will be maybe not in full sunlight. It will be just, they'll stay in buildings, or they will come at night, or they will come just at dawn or at dusk, or if the climate is like very misty and gray, you know, like I know I live in Ireland, and the Telosians are making themselves visible a lot in Ireland because it's always miserable weather here, and rarely sunlight, direct sunlight. So Telosians, one part of the Telosians is the She, the Irish elves. That's them as well. So I meet them regularly. So yes, Telosians can come on the surface. Yes, that's my answer to your question. Oh, here we go. Someone from Glastonbury can just testified as well. Glastonbury in England. Yes, absolutely. Oh, Laiba, where are you? Up. I lost you. Yep. Is Kundalini connected with the sheep, and what frequency in specific? To awaken the Kundalini, please. Yes, of course. The Kundalini is the path. It's the way. It's your ancestral memory. It's your DNA. I remind you, the Kundalini is not one serpentine flow of energy. It's a coil of two flow of energy. That's the Kundalini. And it all lies in the root of it is in the root chakra, and it dwells there, it sleeps there, and if you awaken it, I made 2 videos how to awaken your inner power. You can see the Kundalini on it. It's very easy to find. It's in the features. So once you awaken it, you awaken your cellular memory and your molecular memory at the soul level, okay? And this, of course, can jumpstart the ship. You know what I mean? Yes, the Kundalini is the reactor, the core central power of your being. Okay, it's the core central power of the ship, the light being, the vessel of the consciousness. It's amazingly clever from this Ancha lady who made the analogy between a spaceship and the soul. Think about it. The spaceship is our light being that lays under the layers of our body and everything. The ship is the vessel. Okay. The soul is the consciousness. It's the AI of the ship. Okay. The ship is the vessel. It's the light being. Ship is the light being, the vessel. Consciousness, our consciousness, is the AI of the ship. And the core central power, it's our Kundalini and DNA. Well, the DNA of the soul, it's this double coil. Okay? So that's what it is about. So now I'm going to take next question. Oh, that's a wonderful question. From Vanessa. Do you think the Telosi will start to blend or make open contact with us now that the Nebu and Reds have left? That's a very good question. Well, the Telosi have already made contact since a long time, and they interacted with people since a very long time. Also, they left keys. So these crystals that we call Lemurian crystals, I invite you again to acquire one Telosian crystal. Check it out, Lemurian crystal, root or seed. And this is Lemurian seed. I think I did a whole video about this. These don't contain data, but they are access keys to a knowledge. So it's going to plug you to somewhere where you need to learn something. There is a memory that is in this parallel density, and this connects you to it. So it's a mistake to call them Lemurian crystals. They are Telosian crystals because it's left by the people from Inner Earth. So meditating with Telosian crystal is fantastic. It can lead you on a journey, and maybe you'll meet the Anshar or other beings. That can be very interesting. So I hope it answers your question. So that's very interesting. So from Chad, would the Telosi appear blue on the surface? The Telosi are not blue. That's just the Anchar, which is a special particular tribe. The Telosi are very pale skin and white hair in general. So if you see them on the surface with this, they will have very pale skin and white hair. So so here we go. If it's very rare to see beings with blue skin on the surface because they have mutated. If they have blue skin, that means they mutated. It's their blood contains a lot of copper, and it's a mutation because they live in a different environment. It's difficult to strive in our atmosphere and sun radiation when you are you are like this. So all the when you think about it, all the contactees on Earth that have been in contact with people, extraterrestrials on planet Earth at the Earth level, never they saw blue beings. Physical contact. I don't mean etherical. Physical contact, because they can't really strive in our atmosphere. So here we go. Okay. I see. Hey, I see a super chat question here. What is it about? Please, if you didn't hear anything about the Travis Scott's Astrofest in Houston, I do not know about that. I do not know about that. So yes. Yes, I see all different questions that don't have. Oh, Mitch has a very interesting question. Why do they live underground? Why did they crash or come here a long time ago and couldn't go home? So underground, the inner earth shelters a lot of different tribes, a lot of different origins. Many of them are earthlings. Some creatures have lived there for a long time. A lot of them are shifted in fourth density. Okay, it's all the fairies and the she and things like that. And many of them also are third density. They are tribes of people who fled underground, fled or chose to go underground because above the ground they were chased and attacked, and their species were really threatened. So they wished to go underground. That's the story of the Elena Danaan, for instance. They shifted in the fourth density. Okay, and so there's these ones, and there's also the alien colonies, and the Telosians are one of these alien colonies. Okay, in the different alien colonies, you have also the Naga who are reptilians, mainly concentrated in Asia, in the caves there, and they are very near to the surface level. There's a lot of Naga also strongholds in Southwest America as well underground. There's a lot of that. The Telosians are, and the Anchar are a tribe of them. The Telosians are originally from Alpha Centauri, planet Silo. They were Silozi at the time. So they are Silosians, Silozi, from planet Silo in Alpha Centauri star system. They had a big colony on Earth. They were living in their big main colony was at what we name now Atlantis. They were naming it Atla, and they were sharing it with different other races and cultures, but they were the main inhabitants and leaders of this colony. Of course, shit happened, and we know what happened to Atlantis. Well, some of them fled on surface levels of the continents, east and west, and a big part of them, well, some fled by space, but not all could do that, and some of them went underground. So the Telosians are, we can say they are the ancient Atlants, but they are extraterrestrials, and they have very pale blonde hair or white hair and very pale skin. And they kept this color underground, I can say, but it's not dark underground where they live, okay? They have all biospheres recomposed with artificial suns because they have the technology for that. They always had it, okay? And you have artificial sun. It's like same as on Venus, there are underground cities. It's the same technology with antimatter artificial suns. So this is who are Telosians. So why did they name themselves the Telosians? Well, it's in fact not really themselves. They still are Silozi people, but now they accept to be named Telosians because it's from a Greek name that's something that means underground, something like that. So it was sounding like Silozi, but called, that's it. So it worked. They don't mind. So they adopted this name, of course. But that's a general name. They have many tribes, and each tribe has their own name. That's it. So I'm going to read another question now. So I'm trying to find questions in there. I see you're just chatting with each other. It's fantastic. Oh, that's a good one. So light ships. Good name for the question. You say, I love that. Great stuff. Find the ship's seat. Sit on it and find your key energy. The ship will connect to your consciousness. Good luck. You will be freaked out. You know what? It's exactly how it works. That's why this Ancha lady, this Silozi Ancha lady, was telling me the analogy between a ship and a soul, human consciousness and soul. Soul is the vessel. The soul is soul is consciousness. The light being contains it. It's the ship. Okay. And you have the energy body. It's the energy body. Okay. Sitting in your place of power, in your place of control, and that's your intention to control yourself. It's where the key, the energy, the central power lies. It's where the Kundalini dwells and starts. It's in the Asians call it the Dantian. It's in the belly. It's the center of power, and it's just above the root chakra. And when that is activated, the Kundalini that sleeps in the root chakra, it's going to awaken and just unfold there. That's where the portal to your own energy is. If you want to know exactly where it is, your belly button, okay? It's below your belly button. So put a thumb on your belly button and do a round, and then you do that, another round, and it's here. It's here. Okay? It's just, you have your belly button, you put your thumb, and you do a round thumb. The belly button is here, and it's just here, just here. That's the center of your power. That's the key to turn the power of the ship. Ignition. Well, what you do with that? You bring your consciousness in it. And with the power of your consciousness, you activate a ball of golden light. That's the light you were seeing through the surface of the lake. Okay? That's this light. You activate it. And we can do a very simple exercise. You want to know your power? You want to know it? You want to experience it? Physical power? You want to experience the thrill coming through you? because feel the universal life force that initiates from source, that animates the whole universe, animates you as well. Your key, it's the key. And it's the energy flowing through you that animates you, and your own power. It's this. So if you concentrate and you go within and you imagine, you visualize this ball of golden light in your belly that comes up to your plexus, to your heart chakra, to your neck, to your shoulders, to your arms, and to your both hands. And put your hands like this, straight up, not really tense because it blocks the energy. You have the 2 meridians that go in your arms, and get out of here, from here, okay? And that's your the flow of energy. These 2 meridians go from here, and then the energy coming here, golden light, goes into your hands. Your fingers tip face each other like this, okay? And now visualize this ball of energy just being created in between your hands. Can you feel it? Can you feel the tingling? You feel it. I know you feel it. It's as simple as that. When you close your fingers, you don't feel it anymore, because the energy goes like this in between the fingers, okay? You can experience it. Close it. Sensation stops. Open it. You feel it again. And you increase by the power of your mind, the ball of light. And this ball of light, you can do anything with it. You can heal yourself, heal others, send it to a target. You can put an intention in it and send it to a target. You can visualize your future. You can visualize a lot of good things only, and send it, release it. Release it. You can do that. You enforce it. You feel the resistance. You feel it. You can send it now. That's one of the aspects of what you can do. And you can do so much more. I'm going now to read some questions. A ship can, yes, so you can have also, that's something else, the Merkaba. That's a light ship. Okay, that's your vessel. Okay, the ship is your vessel, your body, but you can transform your light being. But your light being can create, either take the shape of a Merkaba of light, either generate it around you. That's a light ship that can carry you to different densities, even dimensions. So that's very good to notice it. So time is, I'm going to leave you soon. Okay. A very, very good question here from Sylvie. We are a multidimensional being. Can you tell us where the higher self fits into this? Is it the 4th or 5th dimension of ourself? Yes. So the higher self means higher density. So that will depend on who you are and where you come from. Many of us come from different densities as a light being, okay? So it's never 3rd density. The lowest it can be, it's 4th. Usually, it's either 4th or either 5th density. It depends. Many, if you are a soul from Earth, you are 4th density. If you come from another planetary matrix, it's the density where the souls in this planetary matrix are, how the density at what they are too. And so, for instance, I know if you are an Ahel, a Tal soul, you are 4th or 5th density. If you are a Horai, you are 6 or 7. If you are Silozi, you are 3rd, 4th density. It depends, you know. So this, not 3rd, sorry. Talking about the soul level. So it depends on who you are. If you are a Zene, you are 8, you know, 6, 7, or 8, depends on their levels of evolution. So it depends on who you are. But that was a great question. It's always a level, a step higher than your body. So other interesting questions, lovely, interesting questions. Oh, I like that. From V. Does reality have a unified linear perception to experience its own absolute form as a new soul, to put order to its formations co-created by all its being, a point of least resistance? Okay, I need to reread that. Reality, it depends. Reality is experienced when you incarnate. So, incarnated into these 3D bodies on Earth, we are going to experience the space continuum regarding to the physical laws of the planet where we are. Means the time will be linear and the space will be organized that way. When we discorporate, we see totally differently. Okay, we see totally differently. Time is not linear anymore. Linearity of time is experienced once you are incarnated in the place of gravity. And so then the time is linear. And gravity means cycles, you know, and cycles create time, and like seasons, orbits, you know, things like that. That's how we'd say. So reality is experienced differently regarding to where you stand, the perspective, you know. And then you have different dimensions which have different realities. So that's all a question of where you stand and where you are. Hope it answers. And so that's a good one too. How do we know if 4D is manifesting in our physicality? Okay. When you are incarnated into these 3D bodies, you see with 3D eyes. Okay. If you turn inwards and you embrace who you are, I mean, you reconnect with your light being, which is in a higher density, you can perceive anything that is at the same density as this being inside of you. Okay. So you need to really reconnect and attune and reattune with this being. Okay. And once you are in that attunement frequency, you see anything with the eyes of your mind, even eyes closed. You don't need these ones anymore. You see with your light being. You see everything that is around you in the same density. And so what was your question? How do the so when the 4th density beings, like for instance the Shi, the fairies, for instance, or some of the Telosi, they manifest physically. So there are, of course, Telosi who have shifted in 4th density, but there are many who are still in the 3rd density. These will be the ones who interact physically with us. Okay, but when a being from a higher density, like fourth or fifth, wants to interact physically with ours, they need to change their frequency, and they have technology for that. Either suits, or most of the time it's a belt. They call this a frequency belt, which is going to modify the energy field around you, the frequency field around you, and you will appear visible and even physical for the people of this dimension where you arrive. So that's what the frequency belt do. You need technology to appear physical in a different frequency plane. That's it. So, very good questions. Very good question. So, hi, Spilek. Did many Telesians decide to live on the surface? You may be a Telesian. Yes, of course. Of course. Many have decided to are living among us. Of course. Yes, yes. Mitch has a good question as well about the DNA and the UFOs. Yes, some ships have this technology where only the one particular species can pilot the ship, or even sometimes one particular person. I've experienced that by you. So they put their hands, their fingers. It's not all of them doing like this, but the thing that have been shown to me is you put your hands on patches, that's like glass patches on the side of the seats, and it just connects your DNA to the ship, and the central intelligence of the ship. And if you are of the right race that's supposed to pilot this ship, you can do it. It's working. So so that's interesting, isn't it? And still again, the analogy, the ship, the psyche, and the ship, the light being, it's the DNA can pilot it. What is the DNA? It's your code memory. Okay, that's what it is. So yes, I wish I could respond to all your questions. I think tonight was especially to answer a big question, a quest. A vision quest to connect to your consciousness, to connect to your power. And I will end up by repeating these very precious words. The answers to your questions do not lie outside, but everything you need to know, you can find it inside by connecting inside. This world in which we're living, we've incarnated. It's a journey. It's an experience. And we are here to make a change on the hologram of this experience. That's why we came. And we need to wake up, to reconnect with our own power. And we won't be able to connect to our own power as long as we will be plugged outside and give our power away to distractions, to fear, to control, to illusions. And what I was talking at the start of this video, about at the start of this video, is letting go. Let it go. The matrix, the illusion. This thing that was taking your power away, telling you that you needed other beings to guide you. No. Remember, all the positive beings will always give you a message to empower yourself. They will always tell you, you have the power, you always had it. You don't need us. Okay? And that's the job, the work we need to do. That's what people from the Galactic Federation are enticing us to do our job, which is waking up to who we are, take back our power. Stop waiting that other people will do the work you need to do, which is standing up for your freedom. And freedom starts in all the little details of life, of every day, such as the freedom of breathing freely. All the little freedoms. Stand up for your sovereignty. Let go of the old world. Whatever the old world tells you, please don't let me go. Go away. I decide to take my power in hands. I am powerful. I can feel my energy. I can feel my power, and it's within, and I can recover my memory by diving within. I am my own pilot. I am the pilot of my destiny, the pilot of this body. I own it. I own my consciousness. I own my body. I own my life. I own my decisions. I own my freedom. I am. And don't forget to love. Don't forget to laugh. The old world has died. So now let it go. And embrace this new beginning.